I am completely muted. Sorry. Hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I am here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who've kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because of your kindness. You have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed, whatever works for you. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Hello, Alex. I love autocorrect. Adam. Okay, I'll deal with that. That's a good name. Anyway. Woo. Hang on a second. Malting's Cottage says Cruz is begging on Newsmax. Oh, begging on Newsmax for money. Yeah. I thought they were he was begging Newsmax for money. I was like, what? No, he doesn't to apologize for. We've all been there. We have all been there, and it's a good name. All right. Let us jump in because am I going to use the Halloween deck? I forgot. Hang on. Hold, please. Hold. Hang on. Just talk amongst yourselves. I've got to move the big bench because, still moving stuff around. All right. Box is here. Push that out of the way. Okay. Don't need that there and that there. And where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yay! All right. Is all of them? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. You're okay. Hi. Sorry about that. You just hang out there. Ta-da! I literally bought this deck I was in college, so it had to have been like 90, 91. The same deck. I've replaced my Aquarian deck, which is the other deck I bought in college. But no, this is the original, and somehow it's still, I do not know what it is with this particular deck, but I don't know how it has survived this long. Of course, some things are starting to rub, so you get some white spots. But on the whole, it's amazing. Okay, thank you for reminding me. All right, let's jump in. At 3 minutes and 30 seconds, Goral, we're starting with Goral, who was bringing up the that whole thing that Jack Smith dropped yesterday. So, whoo boy, that was a thing. And I understand. I've been listening. I haven't read it myself, but I have been listening to a whole lot of commentary on it, and I don't know. I mean, we're hearing more details, but I mean, it's not like we've learned something. It's absolutely shocking. Then again, what has he done that isn't shocking? We've been shocked so many times at this point. I mean, honestly, there's one problem. There's only one problem with this mug. It's only got the name on one side, and I'm left-handed, so it's a little awkward. But good mug. It's kind of small. I'm used to my gargantuan, but no, it's good. I'm glad I have it. But I'm not seeing something that is Oh, and Trump went out and Apparently he insulted Jimmy Carter, said bad things about Jimmy Carter on his 100th birthday. And I'm just like, is anybody surprised? Really? Anybody? You don't sound surprised. No, you don't. You good boy. Would you want to be covered up? Is that what this is? I'm just not going to get started on time today. Oh, I'm just not starting on time today. But let's have a look. Prosecutors say that Trump was told by advisors that the 2020 vote likely would not be finalized on Election Day, and that he could misleadingly look ahead in the ballot count on election night, only to fall behind once all of the ballots were counted, which is what everyone who was dealing with reality knew. Nonetheless, Trump told his advisors that he would claim victory before the ballots were fully counted, and as we remember, he told them to stop counting votes. What impact will this have on his current legal cases? Well, I think we need to. There are a lot of legal cases. We're specifically there. The following question is about the Jack Smith, Judge Chutkan. Sorry, Jack Smith, Judge Chutkan thing. So let's just this filing. What effect will this have on that case? People have pretty much worked out who all of the unnamed people in it are. It's a huge list. I love this deck. Okay. Well, the secrets have come out, but I mean, the thing to remember now, Trump has not yet been convicted. We are supposed to say allegedly, so I will say allegedly. I think the man is the walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins, so I have trouble believing otherwise, but it is alleged. And I'll just say that up front, and from now on, I will just speak as just include that mentally. What came out yesterday wasn't a surprise to Trump. I mean, it was just a surprise maybe that Pence some people were willing to talk, like Pence or Mark Meadows, more than he wanted. But on the whole, he did the stuff. It's not, it was just getting caught was the only surprise. And to us, we'd already heard quite a bit, but it's, yeah, okay. Anyway, temperance. We need to make sure this doesn't happen again. That's very, very important. Ace of Swords, Sword of Truth. Ace of Cups. This could help with the election. Help us with the election. Page of Pentacles. So this weakens, this is Republicans weaker. And the Four of Swords, which is silence. This is electoral silence, and it's right next to the weak Republicans here. So stop it from happening. It's going to hurt the Republicans. New good start for the Democrats. Okay. Let's read. Okay. Let's read more specifically on the case, since it's not saying really more than that. At 9:45, Kristen from Uncover the News brought lots of good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Donald Trump wants 5 extra weeks to file his response to Jack Smith's immunity motion. Of course he does. He also wants to exceed the page limit of 180 pages after Jack Smith's. After calling Jack Smith's a monstrosity. It's all about size for him. Size of his crowds, size of his hands. If you have something that's bigger than his, he can't handle it. Will he get the extension and extra pages? Honestly, I think those might be two separate things. All right, that's not going to work. There, that should work. I think those are two separate things. So let's look at the extension. With the extension, will Trump get a 5-week extension? Rolling of eyes. Will Trump get the extra pages? Raymond DePascal says, more delays than rush hour traffic. Yes. Girl says, and pushing it until after the election. Well, it already was. You know. It was already, what, late November? So, will Trump get the time extension? Well, 10 of Cups, shaky ground, hemmed in, legally hemmed in. I don't think so. I really don't. As far as getting the extra pages, it's because I've got a strength card here. She's in control. The judge is in control of this, and kind of what I'm picking up is they're drama kings. Trump's the drama king. Everything's dramatic. Everything's and Chuck is so fed up with his lawyers because Trump keeps making them file over and over and over to have the case dismissed on basis of immunity, on basis of anything. It has to be dismissed. It has to be dismissed. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't da 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 da. To the point where Judge Tutkin is coming out and she's like, stop. But they're still doing it. Look, it's like, I think what she's going to tell them is, you can have more than 45 pages, which I think is the normal amount, but you better make it worth my while. It better not be filler, and it better not be asking me to rule on things I have already ruled on. Good luck, Trump's lawyers. Good luck. Huh. Yeah. All right, so Dylan says he could get a partial extension, 1 to 2 weeks tops. Well, that makes sense. Oh, I guess if I leave this loose, I could wear my hat, because I've got the I got the shirt, I got the sweatshirt, I got the mug, and I got the hat. Okay, I got a big old head. No, anyway. All right. Yeah, the problem is I've got a giant head. I've took it out to its biggest circumference, and it's still kind of tight, but cute. All right, so Dylan had a question. Basically, how bad are things about to get as Trump knows he's losing, as this is going horribly wrong for him? All right. There we go. All right. So at 15:10, now that the indictment is unsealed, will Donald J. for Genius Trump start encouraging rash violence? Or will he simply mentally unravel even more, confused and out of touch with reality? If it got worse, could you tell? You know? All right, Donald. Oh, he's mad at Melania. Surprise. Yeah, let me just tell you that there's no love lost there. It's dunzo. It is beyond dunzo. And now her coming out and trying to make all this money, which makes sense of her trying to do this because she can't really get money from him. He doesn't have any. Hello, Becca from Houseville and Normand in the chat. Do follow Houseville and Normand. Dumpy, he's, the emperor, of course. Thank you. And of course, he's bigly mad. But is he going to be stupidly calling for violence or whatever? Magician. Okay, he still thinks he can pull a rabbit out of a hat, but that's just a little bully, which is what he is. There's a fool right in the middle. And that's a part of his victory, and he'll get just enough votes to scrape by. He's so much has already come forward to save him from really facing the full repercussions of his actions. Oh, Debraxy. Oh, Debraxy, the puppy dog. The big puppy dog. All right, Dumpy. I'm getting a kind of resigned feeling, a kind of the people around Trump are to some extent like, what can we do? He's going to do what he's going to do. He's telling them to knock down. This is a disappointment card, but he's trying to knock down the attack. It's a shame that The Apprentice, the Sebastian Stan movie, is only coming out in theaters. And someone had said it was being stopped, but I went and looked this morning, and it's still coming out in theaters on October 11th. So I don't go to the movies, which is a shame because I would like to see it. But at least it's coming out. But it really the focus of is called The Apprentice, not only because that was the name of his show, but it was the idea of Donald being an apprentice to Roy Cohn, and how awful Roy Cohn was, and how Roy Cohn pushed him to be the worst version of himself, which he gleefully went along with, and proved himself to be a gold star student. But he's a bully, and he's awful, and you just fight and lie and whatever. Lack of funding, lack of everything. Because his life could turn very quickly. Lose the election, lose appeals, and then what? Lose hundreds of millions of dollars, lose the ability to run Griftco, Trump.org, because that's part of he's not allowed to be an executive for 3 years, something like that. Impossible jail time of some nature. Please. He's just a man, and he's an awful one at that. And we can see. But Knight of Pumpkins, Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Cups, yeah, he wants the fight. He wants a literal fight, but it's not going to be a literal fight. They had one shot at some kind of coup. It wouldn't have stuck, and that's the thing. Even if the mob had been better able to handle things, or they weren't absolutely moronic blankety blanks, it still wouldn't have. No, no, there were not enough. There weren't enough people across the country who would stand by for that and not be horrified. So they're as far as any kind of violence, trust me, the Pentagon and Biden and law enforcement in DC, et cetera, they are ready. Yes, we had the scariness of January 6th and the awful things that happened that day. But that's not going to happen again. Oh no. No. So I'm not getting a whole lot of violence. Will he call for violence? Probably. Hasn't he already? Francis, I honestly believe people have caught on to Jill Stein. I hope so. Yick. Okay, 22:15. Lisa Wiley had a question. What will happen with this new filing? Okay, is this the October surprise? Visualize 70. Alcatraz, if only. All right. Is this the October surprise? Bernadette Smith says, I think it's one of them. I feel there are more to come. Alexa Gibson is asking, who is Jill Stein? A Russian agent, spoiler, she was pretending to be the head of the Green Party to split the Democratic ticket. She's awful. She's selfish. Yes, and I don't like her either. No, we don't like her. Come on. No, I can't cover you up if you're on the blanket. Come here. Come over here. Here you go. Here you go. Come here. Come here, good boy. No? Okay. I was trying to keep him calm and quiet, but... Oh, Dwight is saying, I don't like Pence, but he saved our democracy on January 6th by telling Trump no. I have thoughts on that. He did some things like asking if there were any objections from the states that he didn't have to do. And when the red states said yes, he's like, do you have it in writing? And they were like, here. And he started gathering those, what's the word? Denials? Objections? Written objections? It's not, no, he didn't break the law. I do not think Pence should be, I just don't think he should be, he stood there looking at Trump like this. Hello, dear. Come up here. Come here. Come on. Like, for 4 years, while Trump was pulling children away from their families, Pence has a lot of, if not the blood, the stank of Trump on his hands. And yeah, I'm very much against this man being whitewashed. So all right, I'm reading on. Oh, is this the October surprise? You're a sweetheart. Yes, Joyce. Pence is no hero. Mm-hmm. Oh, and right above that, yes. Okay. All right. Well, there's temperance. The temperance is the card for the reading, which makes me think that a lot of this is just baked in. So even if things come out, but let's have a look. All right, 6 of Cups, nostalgia, happy democratic families. You're a good boy. Corruption. Yeah, we're trying to hold on against this kind of corruption and not letting Dumpy and his ilk lie and what have you to pull a fake rabbit out of a hat. And this last card is also it's very much become a card of women voting. So a lot of this is already baked in. All right. What can I do? What can I do to get you to lie down so I can do the readings? Because you are a good boy. Put you here again. Because he's a good boy. That did not work. Yes, you are. All right. So at 27:35, don't drink my tea. Don't do it. There, I'm going to be steaming some sage by putting the sage bundle on top of the tea mug. Okay. At 28 minutes in, Mary Ann had a question. There you go, sweetheart. I'm trying. 28:15. I would ask if the GOP will turn on those lawmakers who covered up and made excuses for Trump's behaviors. Would you believe them? I mean, if it's like, where were you when he was in office? Doy the sweetness. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. Purry kitty. All right. The GOP turn on lawmakers who made excuses for Trump's behavior. Eight of Cups. They walked away from democratic values, not like Democratic Party, but like values of democracy years ago. Okay. We have the institutions. 7 of Wands. They feel like they are on the defensive. They're on defense because of what they were a part of. Hemmed in. Electorally hemmed in. When Republicans don't have a great election day, it's not going to change everybody's mind, but, you know, there are so many times your party can lose before you have to say, maybe we shouldn't back him. Magician, right now they're hoping he can pull a rabbit out of a hat. And this is the moon, so chaos. No, they're just looking at chaos. No, they're it's going to have to be person by person by person, who's willing to come to their senses, who's willing to do the right thing. Hello, dear. I wish they could see. Go on. Go on. No. Move along. There you go. All right. All right. At 31 minutes in, Lisa, mother of 2 rescues, had a question. But yeah, it's going to have to be person by person. The party as a whole, they're not in any hurry to get it. So Lisa Wiley was asked. No, that was that. Is that okay? And oh, will there be more? There's so much they've already done. If there is another October surprise, I have to believe it's going to be something that, not something that like Trump did in his past, but more like something the Republicans are doing to throw the election their way this time. That's what that feels like. But they do so much. They do so much. All of this action, all of these, you know, vile fruits of their labor, the weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. Queen of Cups in the middle. I still get Kamala Harris winning, but they'll throw everything they can at it. But it's just no. Okay. 33. So Lisa, mother of 2 rescues, was asking how many down ballot Republicans will be on Dumpy's chain gang. I don't think he's going to be on a chain gang. Visualize 70 as in uncovering a plot. So other Republicans, there's the evidence is the evidence. The thing is Jack Smith, he's got his mandate is to go after Trump. Somebody else is going to have to go after the other jerks who were involved in January 6th, who were responsible. Page of right page so the weakness of these Republicans. This is the start of something under the Harris administration. We hope. 4 of Swords. It's been so quiet for so long. Howling at the moon. Stirring things up. So this is just chaos. So after Republicans, so after the election, after January, the Republicans are going to be mad as hornets. Okay, in this deck in particular, so it's good that you suggested that I use it, because the Hermit card is about like going on a retreat, going inward, rethinking, reconnecting, that kind of thing. But in this thing, it's also, you know, this kind of experiment, the mad scientist, this kind of experimentation. how many people were involved, how many people were working on this in so many different ways, supporting Trump, the people around Trump supporting him. Meanwhile, we go forward, Queen of Cups again, 10 of Cups, happy Democratic families. On the right, they're trying to stir things up, but it doesn't matter. Kamala Harris becomes the next president. I just keep getting it over and over and over. I just do. You know, I don't like when the cards are too good to be true, but it just keeps coming up over and over and over and over. So, yeah, as far as holding these jerks accountable, not going to happen anywhere near as soon as it should. It should have already happened. But okay. Okay, so if I sound disgusted, it's never with you asking questions. I love your questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I get annoyed with those people. So once again, it's an election, and Goral was kind enough to bring a headline news storm over Trump's refusal to release medical records. Surprise. Let me guess, he's not going to release his taxes either. I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. And nobody got anything passed so that people who want to become president have to release their medical records and release their taxes. No, I didn't get any of that passed. No laws. No, really? Okay. Institution is toothless. No teeth. And when it comes to holding potential presidents accountable, yeah, they're horrible. The government's horrible. Sitting pretty. People around Trump, including his doctors, willing to say anything publicly, which we've seen. Chariot. This is the election's already moved forward. The burden Trump is carrying, and the biggest burden Trump is carrying is Trump on every level. And then this is a refusal to listen. And refusal to listen to medical advice, but just a refusal to listen to any norms, anything decent, anything. Yeah. There's nothing there. Crickets. Okay. Laura had a question. At 38:30, Laura was asking, when will people wake up from the cult? I'm in Florida, and I'm still seeing so much support for DeathSantis in 45. Like the members of the GOP, the people will wake up one by one. Just one by one, as things get through to them, as they stop projecting onto him. I'd say it's when they lose enough elections, but frankly, there's some people who they'll just, it's all rigged. Electrostorm says, not all of Florida. There are parts who despise both of them. I understand. I hope everyone knows me well enough to know. I would not just say everyone in Florida is terrible. No. My aunt and uncle, living in Florida. Actually, they just had to move. But they were living in Florida for decades. I know they're good people there. So, but DeSantis still got into office. There are enough of them. Those people. All right, big old judgment. People in the cult. There's the Lover's card. Gadflies. All the things flying through the air, the far right, just causing problems. 5 of Cups, so disappointment, trying to knock over any democratic ideals. Ace of... Good grief, this would be a whole new... I hope that's a new version of the GOP, because I also get the Hangman. Yeah, this new version of the GOP that's so openly against women, it was so determined for women to be second class, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Dr. Stum says, no, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying people are no longer behind either one. Okay, thank you. Anne is saying, with the villages becoming more blue, there is hope. Okay. Oh yeah, Betty Cantrell, and you've got, of course, you've got gerrymandering. So, and some people, no matter what, they're not going to listen. They are, as long as it's a Republican running, they despise the other side so much. That's just how it is. It's really sad. But I'm glad you guys like the Halloween deck. Like I said, first deck I ever bought. Literally this. Okay, so Nettie had a question. It's about the strike that is going on. I read on it yesterday, and I was getting a huge amount of fear. We know that we pretty much know that the leader of the union is a huge Trump supporter and turned down, I guess, a deal that would like raise the wages of the dock workers by 50% over 7 years or something like that. Hang on just a second. Hang on. Sorry. But what I was picking up was just fear. And I'm wondering if it's the people, like the lower people, being told, oh, you will do what we say. Oh, this will happen. And even now, I'm picking up fear. I don't know exactly why. But anyway, the question here is, I read that Nettie was saying, I read that there's a law in the books from 1937 that Biden can use to stop the strike. Will he use it? We know he's very pro-union. What's going to happen with the strike? Okay. Well, we're seeing more and more what it is and the timing of it and all of that and how it is not organic. The strike is not, let's say it's not organic. Ace of Pentacles, so that's a lot of money. 7 of Pentacles, more money. King of Swords. All right, so this is a legal choice. This is a new start, something new from the Democratic side. 10 of Pentacles, the dynasty. So there's definitely a new push in here, and I do have someone in law in the center of this. but it's not overt because you still have the dynasty. You still have the right wing. And frankly, the dynasty here could be Republicans. It could be like something akin to the mafia. I mean, but I think it's a little more. I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen behind the scenes, is what I'm getting. Alexa's saying, I have to say I'm panicking too because I can't buy anything until I get my card. So I'm thinking I cannot buy anything. Card? DLC says federal mediators will be called in to try and reach a new contract both sides can agree on. Good. So, well, Alexa, I'm sorry you're panicking. I don't quite understand what's going on, but sorry. Okay. Though it will work out, but it feels more likely that this is something it will just kind of resolve at some point, rather than every hearing about it, everything out in the open. Do you know what I mean? So. All right. So at 47 minutes in, Electrostorm, very good question. At 47, will the Harris administration or Congress finally give the power to the FDA to get dangerous chemicals and additives out of our food supply and not let companies decide? Please. There's all kinds of stuff that we eat that nobody else on the planet is allowed to eat. Smith says, please hit the thumbs up. It helps pay some bills, helps build a channel, a blue channel. Thank you. Blue Wave. Thank you. Yes. Please subscribe. Well, this would be your medical care, your doctors, your people who have done the research to say, there's a thief card. Again, putting profits above people. Nine of Cups. We know what's allowed and what's not. There's the Tower in the middle. Five of Wands. Four of Swords. Oh, I don't like seeing that. Because this is the lobbyists getting involved, and tabling good proposals, I'm afraid. I think we're going to have to wait. Nothing's jumping out at me saying that we'll get a big change. The Tower in the center makes me wonder if there won't have to be some kind of crisis. But then again, some issues, they just percolate up and it's just their time. And I usually can see, most astrologers can usually see some correlation, but sometimes things just bubble up. But again, silence. The healthcare people who know, the researchers who really know, they're in a weaker position. 10 of Swords. Yeah, they're kept quiet. But there will be some fight back. There will. But there's still the plan to keep on keeping on the way things are. Yeah, eventually the Republicans will be on the defensive, but we'll get there. Things are going to improve, but it's going to take more time than it should. So, ick. All right. And what else have we got? What else have we got? Another question from Alexa. Okay. At 50:25. I support the U.S. sending supplies to help countries defend and protect against all of these attacks. When will other countries do the same? Will the world step up to help? Okay, so we're going to get... All right, world, let's come together. I'd be quite pleased if countries would start with themselves, like the U.S., making sure no children go hungry. Just a thought. Heartache. We see the horribleness in the world, and it hurts our hearts. Hangman. Cruelty to each other, but also sometimes things work, sometimes they hit walls. There are vested interests. Working. There's humanitarianism, but there's a... I don't have a world coming together card. But I do have people working very, very hard to alleviate suffering in the world. Don't underestimate them. And there are a lot of them. But it's hard to get... I'm getting mental images of do you know out in the desert, they find those stones that there's a trail, and they've obviously big, heavy stone, couldn't be moved by the wind. And it suddenly has done a path, and it's like way over, and it moves. And they're like, how the heck did that get there? I'm getting a mental image of that, where the big blocks are like the different countries and what have you. But instead of it being that rock, it's like a bigger stone from like a cathedral, very heavy, and it's not on that kind of... The reason those rocks can move is because at night the water freezes just enough that you get some slippery ice, basically. And a lot of individuals are climbing over the rocks to go help. But the rocks themselves, they're fixed. So that's what I'm getting. Oh, yes, they do move by the wind, because when they get slightly slippery, then the wind does move them. And it's in Death Valley. Anne was saying it's in Death Valley, California. Thank you. All right, I want to read, before I go, I do want to read a little bit more on what came out from Jack Smith yesterday. I want to know, because there's not going to be a trial until after the election, does the information that came out from Jack Smith's filing have legs with voters? Or is it going to be like, yeah, there's nothing that is something we really didn't expect? I mean, there are degrees. Apparently he picked up the phone himself more than people realized. Thank you, Gina's Place. Thank you. Really helped. Thank you. But will this media talking about it, but let's have legs with voters? Are we still going to be talking about this in 3 weeks? Yeah, we know about the corruption. It's going to hurt the Republicans, except for those, of course, who are deep in the cult. We know the corruption. We know the horrible things they did on January 6th. And we want better than that. Secrets have come out, but also this is also a card of higher wisdom. We want more. We want better. We want women to not be second-class citizens. And on the right, feeling beaten up and on shaky ground for the Republicans. It's minor arcana, but it's there. I don't know. I think I'd feel better about this if there were sound bites coming out that were sticking. Do you know what I mean? So, thank you. All right. Well, I've read all your questions for today, but I'm here literally every single day. All right. So it is 1:06 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. It's Sarah's day off, so it'll just be me and you. And other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow because I'm here every day. So just throw your questions in the chat before you come on, please. All right. So, oh yeah, I know people are reporting on it, Karen. I know, and doing good reporting. I'm trying to get a sense of if it's going to really move that needle. And yes, but that's what I'm getting. Hey, I hope it does more. So, all right. You're not alone. Please remember you're not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. There are. So hang in there, and I will see you right back here tomorrow. Same cat time. Same cat time, same cat channel. Okay, I'm an adult. See you later. Thank you.